What to do, Direct Nation? So this was a ridiculous month for gamers. Between GTA 6 pre-orders and the new cover girl, plus both the return and immediate fall off of Xbox. But it was even better for superhero fans. By a pretty wide margin, this was the most superhero game updates we have gotten in a single month in recent memory. We got all the Wolverine news and gameplay we've been dreaming of, a brand new studio that revived one of the most anticipated games of the past few years, new content for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, oh, and Marvel is dropping a secret action RPG people are calling the next Ultimate Alliance that sounds like it's guaranteed to remove money from your bank account. So instead of you having to watch 4 different showcases and read 9 articles, I'm just going to quickly break down everything that got announced in order with the appropriate amount of enthusiasm or suspicion for each one. First, Hulk smashed the hype button so YouTube actually shows it to superhero fans. We start with the big one. At the State of Play, Marvel's Wolverine finally showed real gameplay, not hacked in development footage, 7 straight minutes of beautifully polished, violent cinema. Emphasis on violent. Insomniac has really earned that M rating. There's dismemberment happening during regular gameplay, not just in cutscenes, which is a sentence I did not expect to say about an Insomniac game, but I'm here for it. But if that level of violence makes you nauseous, Insomniac is including accessibility features that let you control the amount of gore, so parents can buy the game for their kids without hating themselves after. Combat runs on a rage meter. You build it up by hitting things. It's literally the exact same system as the focus meter from the Spider-Man games, except they added this cool last stand feature where Wolverine can come back from a KO by completing a quick time event. We also got the official reveal of Jean Grey, the leader of the non-X-Men, since they don't exist yet in their universe, who fights alongside you and sets up combo finishers. Sabretooth shows up as part of the team as well. There's a motorcycle chase. He's in the yellow suit and the brown suit and the white suit. It's everything we wanted from a Wolverine game. It comes out September 15th, exclusively on PS5, sorry PC players, and pre-orders are already live for the standard and deluxe. There is no collector's edition this time. You'll have to get your 9 inches of Wolverine on Etsy. Same State of Play, they immediately followed it up with Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls, which is a 4v4 tag fighter from Arc System Works, the studio behind Dragon Ball FighterZ and Guilty Gear. So it's gorgeous and it's going to be played at a frame rate I will never be good enough to appreciate. The new reveal was the Knights of Doom, a team led by Dr. Doom, joined by Magneto, Green Goblin, and Carnage. Spider-Man is crying in a corner somewhere. They also unveiled the big villain, the champion, who was an Elder of the Universe, which is a fancy way of saying very strong man. 20 fighters total, 5 teams of 4, and it launches August 6th on PS5 and PC. Genuinely cool. I have nothing sarcastic to add. Dr. Doom and Magneto on the same team is just a good idea, and I refuse to undercut it. Over at Summer Game Fest, a game everyone but me assumed was canceled made its big return. The Wolf Among Us 2, Telltale's noir fairy tale sequel. For context, this game was announced in 2019, so it's been in development for 6 years, been delayed 3 times, and the studio nearly shut down. But I had hope, and everything I covered in the Wolf Among Us leaks came true. New trailer, a 2027 release window, and the announcement of a remaster of the first Wolf Among Us for this holiday season. Because by the time the sequel comes out, you'll have forgotten what happened in the story and can be reminded for $30. I never played the original, but Dispatch was one of my favorite games of all time, so anything related to Telltale gets my money. Hopefully this doesn't get delayed to 2028. Speaking of games everyone assumed wasn't alive anymore, also revealed at Summer Game Fest was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin game. If you don't know the comic, it's the dark one, a single surviving turtle in a wrecked future New York on a full revenge mission. Not the Pizza Party Turtles, the Crying Turtles. It was originally revealed by THQ Nordic and being developed by Black Force Games, but after they got embraced and had to fire 50% of the studio, the game was removed from active development. But then Paramount came flying in like Superman with a cape made of money and brought it back. It's now being made by Platinum Games, the Bayonetta, Nier Automata, and Metal Gear Rising people. If you sat down to invent the single most correct studio to make a moody turtle action game, you would invent Platinum Games. And then someone would tell you they already exist and they already have the job. The teaser was short, but the studio attachment alone makes this an instant wish list. You might be sensing a pattern, but there are a lot of superhero games that people assumed were canceled. The next one is Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, the World War II action game where Captain America and the 1940s Black Panther fight Hydra in occupied Paris. Written by Amy Hennig, the woman who made Uncharted. Good news, the game is still alive. The slightly less good part is the update on when it comes out. When IGN asked, the answer was, and I'm quoting a real person, "I don't think it'll be 2026. That's the update. The game is playable, it's in development, and the official release window is not this year vibes after that. Realistically, we're looking at 2027, but it's nice to have the added context that Amy is working with a smaller team and Paramount believes in the game enough to give her a big promotion at the newly formed Paramount Game Studio, the same one that revived TMNT The Last Ronin. Paramount officially called games a core pillar of our content strategy alongside film, television, and streaming, which is the most corporate sentence I have ever read, and I once filed taxes. But hey, the game's not canceled, Amy's still leading it, so I choose to see this as an absolute win. Now, please, for the love of God, show us gameplay. This next game actually caused a panic. The Xbox showcase was the day after Summer Game Fest, and many were expecting a new trailer from Marvel's Blade. When it wasn't there, many began to wonder if it was canceled, including famous industry insider Jeff Grubb, which caused people to think he was confirming it was actually canceled. Thankfully, he clarified it was just speculation, and after looking into it, he and others, including the actual developers, confirmed Blade is still in development. They just weren't ready to show anything. With all the layoffs happening at Xbox, fans are still worried, but I think the fact that it's a Marvel game so close to release will keep it away from the Shadow Realm. So I'm still expecting to be slaying vampires in Paris around late 2027. Now for the low-key biggest reveal, a Marvel game that is so secret it's only being called by its code name, Project Comet, surfaced this month and quietly opened closed beta signups. It's an unannounced Marvel action RPG, reportedly from Scopely, the Marvel Strike Force people, who also recently bought Pokemon Go. According to reports, it's almost like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game and is being compared to open world hits like Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves in terms of the size and combat, along with their monetization. I can't wait to grab Ghost Rider from a wish-granting comet. Signups were up early this month for a mobile playtest, but you're too late to sign up now. Don't worry though, if it's anything like the Marvel Rivals rollout, which sounds like it will be, we'll be getting playtests for it on PC next, and then at some point it'll be announced for console and challenge MiHoYo and the Weebs for their king of gacha games. I was all in on this game as soon as I heard Genshin Impact, but Marvel. My wallet is ready. And finally, the one that's actually coming out the soonest, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is finally getting new DLC. Just not the one people were hoping for.
Come on, man.
Insomniac Games revealed at the end of the latest Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer that their Peter Parker is getting the fresh start costume from the new movie. Obviously, most fans were hoping Insomniac had spun the block on the leaked story expansion, which would have included a sequel to the best side mission in the entire series so far, besides the one that made us all cry, that introduced Carnage into the Insomniac Marvel universe. But it's just a suit, and you can thank the hackers for that. Though I do believe the Carnage DLC was moved into their next project. The content update drops on PS5 and PC for $3.99. You just need to own the game and you're good to go. Also, tell me down in the comments which one you're actually most hyped for. I genuinely want to know. I read them all. It's the first new suit they've added since June 2024. It's Peter only. Sorry, Miles isn't in the movie. And it arrives one day before the early screening of Brand New Day on the 29th that I was fortunate to get tickets for. I expect Insomniac to drop a similar update next year for Beyond the Spider-Verse. But that's not the only thing I expect them to release next year. Their next game, that is not so secretly in development, is expected for release in 2027. And it could be joined by several other leaked superhero games. Click the video on screen to learn more. And a huge shout out to everyone supporting me on Patreon. Join for free so you never miss an update.